Hey everyone, here are 10 non English speaking movies you should watch. Number 10, Grave of the Fireflies. After two children survive a bomb blast that laid their village to waste, these two children have to find a way to survive amidst this chaos during a time of war. This film is an animated Japanese movie, and this film was a very hard film to watch because it focuses on the human cost of war and the fact that we see this story through the eyes of these children. We see how these children are navigating this chaotic world after they've lost everyone they know. So something that was very hard to watch because they are children that are going through all these things. So it was very powerful storytelling and it was very hard to watch. But man, this film was a fantastic film. The way it explores theme of loss and survival in the face of adversity was something that was just interesting and harrowing to watch. This film was a very good film. You should watch it if you've not seen it. Number 9, Come and See. This one follows the story of a young boy who is forced into war after Nazis try to occupy his country. This film was one of the most horrific films I've ever watched. The way it portrays war was so brutal and so realistic. This film was so hard to watch, but it was so realistic. Oh man, just even thinking about it now is giving me goosebumps. That film was incredible. This film was very harrowing and it was unforgettable. Like I saw it so many years ago, but it's still etched in my mind and I can't forget what I saw. It was so horrific, it was scary, it was intense. God and the performances from the actors just elevated the intensity of the film. Man, this film was very hard to watch, but it was a very important story to tell as well. If you've not seen this war film or if you've not seen any film about the Nazis, man, watch this one first. You see how horrific it was and it will blow your mind. Number 8, Kabir. This one is an Indian film and follows the story of a blind couple whose life is thrown into chaos after some men raped the wife. This film was a fantastic film. This film was something that just blew my mind. It pulled on my heartstrings. It made me cry. It made me laugh. It made me so excited. Man, this film was an emotional roller coaster. The way this film explores themes of love, loss, and resilience in the face of adversity was something that was done so well and elevated the storytelling. The storyline itself is a very unique storyline. I mean, I've not seen anything like that before. Like a blind couple, and after one of them dies, the blind man tries to get revenge for his wife. So it's a very interesting and exciting story, and I've not seen anything like that. And this film delivered on the story aspect of it. And not just the story, the cinematography was visually stunning, the soundtrack was very memorable. Another thing that made this film so good was the performance and the chemistry between the two main characters. It added so much depth to the story and it made the story a much more convincing and interesting story. And there were some action sequences in this film that were well executed. Man, everything that came together for this film worked brilliantly. If you've not seen Kabil, my guy, you have to watch it. You will love it. Number 7, Old Boy. After a man is imprisoned for so many years without any apparent reason, he's suddenly released and he goes to find out who imprisoned him and why they imprisoned him. This film is a revenge thriller, but this film has some amazing, shocking twists. Like, you think you know where the story is going, but man, when the story just diverts you, like, whoa, what the hell am I watching? This film is a Korean film, and it's one of the best Korean films I've ever seen in my life. The plot of the film is gripping and it's very intricate, and it just keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout the entire run. The action sequences in this film also were some very incredible action sequences, and the characters were very compelling and well developed characters. They added so much depth to the storytelling, and the way the filmmakers blended suspense, drama, and psychological intrigue in this film was something that was done beautifully, and it just elevated this film to a fantastic level. Number 6, The Raid. This one is an Indonesian film and it follows the story of some cops who go and infiltrate a building full of drug dealers. This film was incredible. One of the reasons why I love this film is because it's set in a building. I like films that are set in one location. It gives the filmmakers chance to explore their filmmaking chops, and the filmmakers explored it so much in this film. They outdid themselves because it's an action film. The fighting sequences in this film were incredible. Some of the best I've ever seen in my life. They were so gritty, so brutal, so fucking brutal. And the cinematography and the editing style just heightens the tension that was felt in this film. This film was so good. If you've not seen The Raid and you watch it after you see this review, man, it will blow your mind. A lot of things came together to work brilliantly for this film. The story is very simple, but it's very engaging, and man, it works so well. Along with the performances from the actors, man, I can't overemphasize how good this movie is. If you're a lover of action movies, you have to watch this one. Number 5, Battle Royale. This one follows the story of some high school students that find themselves on a deserted island and they have to fight to the death until one person is left standing. This film was crazy. The concept of this film was a very interesting and fascinating concept. This film was a thought-provoking film. It had intense action sequences and suspenseful moments. And this film just makes you question human nature. The length that people go to survive and to protect themselves for their loved ones. Like the way it was explored in this film was so good. It was a very, very realistic portrayal. Like in times like that, like the rules go out of the window, and that is how this film plays it. Man, this film works on so many levels, and the characters that are very, very diverse and interesting characters. They add to the brilliance of this story. Man, you have to watch Battle Royale. This film is crazy. And the fact that it's children that are doing these crazy things, children that are killing themselves, is another thing that just adds to the greatness of this film. If you've not seen Battle Royale, get up and go and watch Battle Royale. Number 4, Drishyam. It follows the story of a man whose family commits a crime and this man has to protect his family. Man, this film was a brilliant film. The way it explores themes of family, morality, and justice was done in a very, very special way. And the way this film incorporated movies with the plot of the film was something that was so, so exciting to see. This movie made me feel like people that watch movies are very, very powerful people. People that can watch a movie and take things from these movies that they watch is just, it's like a superpower. I don't want to spoil it, but this man watches movies and he uses this to protect himself and his family. It was something that was very, very exciting to see in this film. And the performances from the actors were very, very nuanced performances that added so much depth to the story. This film was an incredible film. Number 3, Parasite. Of all the films on this list, this one is relatively the newest. It came out in 2019 and it was a Korean film. This film was fascinating. It follows the story of a poor family who slowly wiggles their way into a rich family's household. This film was superb. The storyline was compelling and original. The directing was meticulous. The cinematography, the set design, the production design overall, man, everything came together brilliantly. And when it explores themes of social class and inequality was something that was done in a very, very relatable way. Like I'm sure if you watch this film, you'll be able to relate to it on some level. You might be on the rich side of the spectrum or on the poor side of it, but you'll be able to relate to the story. And so something that added to the depth of this story. And the fact that this film was like a dark comedy just added so much suspense and intrigue to the narrative. And the characters are very, very complex and compelling characters. Man, this film was a fantastic film. Everything that came together to work with it worked brilliantly. Number 2, City of God. This one is a Brazilian film and it follows the story of some children that are growing up in the slums in a very, very dangerous environment. Man, this film was one of the hardest films to watch, but the storytelling was incredible. The narrative of this film was a very, very powerful and immersive narrative. You feel so connected to this story. Maybe because you are seeing this story play out through the eyes of children. So something that was just so immersive. And the way this film weaves together multiple storylines and characters was something that was done beautifully. And speaking of the characters are very, very complex, compelling characters. I mean, all of them are very, very young. They are mostly like children, but man, they are still very, very compelling characters because of this environment that they've gone through. So something that just added to the intrigue of these characters. And man, if I didn't say before, this film is a very, very violent film. It's a very, very raw and very, very violent film. Man, and the fact that it is children that are committing all these violence acts or something that just adds to the overall mind-boggling nature of this film. Man, you have to watch this film. Like my guy, you have to watch this film. In fact, don't watch any film on this list. You have to watch this film. Man, this film was incredible. Number 1, I Saw the Devil. Of all the films on this list, this one is my favorite movie of all time. It's on my list of like top 3 films of all time. I Saw the Devil. It is a fantastic film. It follows the story of a man who is seeking revenge on the death of his wife. And this film was a very, very brutal film. The storyline was very, very intense and gripping. The characters were complex and well developed characters. And there's something they did with this film that I liked. There's like a cat and mouse game between the guy that is seeking revenge and the person that killed his wife. This wanders into spoiler territory, but it's something that I just need to talk about in the film. The man finds this man and he catches him, and anytime he catches him, he dishes out punishment to him and he releases him again. Then he tracks him down again and beats him again. Man, that cat and mouse game just added layers of tension and intrigue in this story. And the direction of this film was very masterful. The director managed to create a very dark atmospheric tone that enhanced the suspense and the drama of the story. And performances from the actors were very, very powerful performances. Like it gets you. There's a scene at the end of this film that nearly broke me. I mean, I saw some crazy things in this film, but there was one particular scene, like the last scene of the film, man, that just heightened the overall film. I don't want to spoil it, experience it by yourself, but this film had powerful and incredible performances. And the action sequences, man, they were intense, they were brutal. Very, very, very brutal. Man, this film was a very, very interesting film, and I loved it so much. And I'm sure if you watch it, you will absolutely love it. So those are 10 non-English speaking movies you should watch. What other non-English speaking movies do you think should have been on this list? Comment below and let me know. If you watch this video up until now, like, share, follow, and subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.